What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Sly88Fry here. Now, lately I've been making sure not to record in my car, but honestly, because of how long the video is, I don't want to worry about battery life. This is just more convenient for me. So, for this one, at the very least, I'm going to stay in my car. But, not to worry, I won't always have my React videos recorded from inside my car. Besides, I'm actually quite comfortable like this. So let's do this. It's two nostalgia critic videos, so this will be long. My friend John, who has appeared in some of my videos in the past, and also has occasionally streamed to our shared Twitch channel, which actually I primarily stream like 95% of the time, but he's, you know, put in his fair share of streams 5% of the time, which actually is pretty good. Anyways, let's do this. If you're more familiar with my channel, you might have seen me react to the Mulan pitch meeting from Screen Rant and how triggered I was by how incredibly dumb the plot was. So maybe Nostalgia Critic will be triggered with me.
This episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Also brought to you by MeUndies. With a variety of prints and sizes, however you want to be you, we got you covered.
Hey, no DoorDash sponsor this time. I love working for him.
How you doing there, Miss Caro?
Not bad, Mr. Chapek. Ready to take over as Disney CEO?
Yes, sir. I have all the credentials. Years of experience, inside information. My name is Bob.
And it'll be nice to take some of these Disney films in a new direction.
Agreed. After you've directed such classics as Whale Rider and those other ones, I'm excited to see what you have in mind for the live-action Mulan.
Wonderful. I've already written some notes on how I think we can make this different from the other Disney remakes. I was thinking that...
Whoa, Nikki, didn't you hear? The film's PG-13.
Well... yeah, but I'm talking about how this Disney remake can be different.
That is how it's different.
You're not going to add anything else?
Nikki, are you familiar with money?
Well, yeah.
And are you aware that our Disney remakes produce a lot of money?
Yeah.
They make that a lot of money because we always add one thing and take away like 20 others.
Do you think that's what the people really want?
Oh, Nikki,
Yeah, I don't think
you understand how we do things around here. Let's get back to business.
Yes!
To demean Mulan.
Yep.
I got sons and daughters ready to be caught. Made the saddest bunch of reboots yet, and you can bet before real too. Missy, I'll make you mad with this too.
I miss the old Mulan.
Blank
This one sucks.
dull as a text.
Yeah.
No desire within. Once the leads are boring, our remakes begin. Make them mundane, stale, monotonous. It makes big bucks for us, it's true. Somehow I'll make you mad with this too.
Yeah, I'm mad for what?
Can we maybe give Mulan some flaws?
That she won't be perfect, will she? Arts for Disney ladies, that's more a man's game.
Gosh.
Maybe she can break all of gravity's laws.
But this movie doesn't screw me.
Hey, it always wins as critical acclaim. We must
God, fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
out all the songs and humor with all the charm of
Sorry, I
a
made you
dead.
back it up.
This too.
Can we maybe give Mulan some flaws?
That she won't be perfect, will she? Arts for Disney ladies, that's more a man's game.
Yeah, so stupid.
Maybe she can break all of gravity's laws.
But this movie doesn't screw me.
Hey, it always wins as critical acclaim. We must cut out all the songs and humor with all the charm of a dead raccoon, with no risk to offend our consumers, as serious as a popped shoe. endless add-ons.
Yeah.
Meant to empower. You're not ready for this raging bore. It's a chore, but you'll watch through. How can I make you mad with this tune? We must add characters that do nothing with all the checklists these remakes do. With all the strength of an aging franchise and misery that's on par with Mulan 2.
I didn't understand the last part. Were they saying it was worse than Mulan 2? Because I wouldn't be surprised, but that's pretty impressive. Like, here's the facts. Mulan, the 90s film, I love it. It's actually one of my favorite Disney animated adaptations. It is empowering because she struggles at first. She has difficulty. It doesn't come easy to her, and she actually has a lot to overcome, and the men that she's dealing with don't even like her. Then they actually appreciate her because she actually did something really great. After, all the struggles. But with this movie, they made her a Mary Sue. They made her perfect right from the beginning. What's so fun about a character arc that's just a straight line? Huh? My wife and I had been binging NCIS, and, well, first, we were sad to see Agent Todd die. It was shocking to see her just get sniped like that. But her replacement character, Ziva David, amazing. She's incredible. And I don't mean just because she's a badass fighter. She has a crazy character arc. Things just go up and down with her. Then her character leaves. They bring in Bishop. Now, Paola, my wife was a lot further ahead in NCIS than I was, so I don't know too much. But she described it this way. Bishop's character arc is straight line. Which is why, if you Google it, you will find that people hate Bishop. But if you Google Ziva David, you'll find that people want Ziva back. So, yeah. That was what made Mulan great, the 90s film great, because there was a big-time character arc and lots of development and trust that needed to be earned. In this movie, she's just perfect. Like, what's the point? What's the point of watching if she's already the most perfect human being since she's a child? There's no point. No, I'm not getting drunk on booze in my car. It's just Snapple iced tea. I have ADHD, caffeine, keeps me focused, calms me down. Too much of it can actually put me to sleep.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Well, like a lot of you, I was looking forward to the live-action remake of Mulan.
I wasn't.
The original is charming enough, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see something a little more epic and hardcore and a little less, well... This new one seemed to promise that. With no songs, comic relief, or PG rating, I actually thought this might be a big step for Disney being grittier and more adult, burying the painful cliches of the other live-action remakes. But like a bloody four-fingered hand bursting from the grave, Mulan showed us there's a lot more shit to spew. Originally meant for the big screen, but pushed to Disney Plus because of COVID, people were glad to watch anything streaming while being quarantined. Anything except the remake of Mulan.
Especially if they're going to charge $30.
Most fans of the original were pretty damn pissed off, saying it lacked the likability.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I strongly urge you, check out my react to the Mulan pitch meeting. You'll see how immensely triggered I got. It was the most emotional react I've ever had. Let's continue with this.
Passion and fun the original had. Well, for me, that's part of the course. And despite this one honestly not being as bad as the other Disney remakes, I have to admit, it still got under my skin. I think because I could see the potential of it. Everybody could. People were open to a more kick-ass version of this story. Hell, the director basically told a flawless version of it already. But like a poor marksman, they keep missing the target. People were fed up with these reboots making the same mistakes in an attempt to be more modern and progressive, but ironically making them more dated and insulting. And there's a lot to unwrap, so let's jump right into it. This is Mulan, the bad one.
The bad one. Hey, Mulan 2 was bad too. Sorry to say. My wife actually loves Mulan 2, just like how we both love the first Mulan, but I don't like Mulan 2. This is unrelated, but like, that's also the bad one. It's the other bad one. The only one that's good is the first one, and it's amazing, and one of my favorites. But Mulan 2, I don't like. It should be called Mushu. You're always watching Mushu the whole time, and he's like the villain in the whole damn movie. It's fucking terrible.
On some breathtaking shots, honestly, despite its problems, this is still a gorgeous film to look at. But almost instantly, you can see what they got wrong.
Here she is, a young shoot, all green, unaware of the blade.
This is Mulan. Yep, already a great fighter, amazing acrobat, and is encouraged by her father to pursue it.
And
Could
only a
you
child.
Tell her that only a son
Stupid.
could wield chi? I could not.
Is it fucking opposite day? That is literally the Bizarro version of the original.
Yeah, it is.
Like I said, changes are welcome, but this isn't what Mulan's struggles were about.
No,
She didn't know
not.
where she belonged. She had to find out through risk, pain, sacrifice, and determination.
Yes.
Astonishing everyone, including herself. Here she's already a Marvel superhero, because apparently she has really good chi. Well, that'll be an interesting journey, going from flawless to stupid flawless.
Yeah.
She's still learning how to control herself.
Make excuses for her.
Her mother, played by Rosalind Chow, tells her father, played by Si Ma, that society won't accept her.
I ask you, what man will want to marry a girl who flits around rooftops chasing chickens?
Yeah, can you guess what the moral is? It's the same moral if you're female in a Disney live-action remake. Be born perfect and convince the world they're wrong. Okay, look, I'm not against a story about a woman fighting against a repressive society, but look at all the variety of lessons the dudes get. By only teaching girls fight for your right to options, you're ironically not giving them very many options.
Yeah.
It's always the same!
Yeah.
But okay, it's
Good
an
point.
action flick. How's the action? Honestly, it's pretty good. As the Huns this time are replaced by the Rorans, who are led by Bori Khan, played by Jason Scott Lee. He really is the perfect guy to play the villain, as just like Miguel Ferrer, he really can't do any wrong in my book. He's helped by a woman named Xian Lang, played by Gong Li, who apparently has so much chi it gives her magic powers to help him and his men conquer kingdoms. So I'm not exactly a chi expert, but if I'm right, I think this is kind of like saying if you're a very focused, energized athlete, you might obtain the powers of Beast Boy. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's not how chi works.
Probably not.
She also slips into men's bodies to get by undetected, and I'm not gonna lie, they really could have done more commentary with that. The allegories
that's
kind of
really
write themselves,
weird.
but I guess they're not diving into that. Speaking of being other people, hi Jet Li's clearly dubbed voice.
Every family will supply one man and crush these murderers.
I guess they really did want this to be.
Jet Li can speak English though. He has an accent, but he can speak English fine.
A martial arts movie right down to the lips, not matching what the martial artists are saying.
Who is responsible? We'll destroy this roaring army and the witch.
Now, like this.
That was a parody, but I wonder what that
Why
was. though.
Xian Lang didn't just kill the Emperor in disguise there, or why she doesn't kill Khan and lead this army herself. No girls allowed.
Remember what you want. A place where you are accepted for who you are. You won't get what you want without me.
Yeah, she wants change to happen naturally, so she will not take the throne by force. So she'll help someone else take the throne by force?
That's a very big
Okay, I'm
plot
pretty
hole.
sure not everyone's gonna be okay being conquered by him either, so why not just cut out the middleman? Who cares if people are sexist? You can do motherfucking magic!
We'd rather die than be led by a woman. That's why we are happy to join you and would love to ask if you need your feet rubbed.
Okay, so I was pretty tough on...
You know what? If they did that in the movie, that would have actually made the movie so much better. Oh, I still wouldn't watch it because Mulan's and Mary Sue, and I love the original so much that drastic of a change makes me hate this movie that much more, but that still would make the movie a lot better.
Mulan, now played by Yifei Liu, being Supergirl earlier. But honestly, I've seen practically invincible characters still have a lot of charm. So what's this Mulan's character like?
Black Queen and I rode alongside, 2 rabbits running side by side. I think one was a male, one was a female.
Wow, you're boring. This Mulan's a free spirit, seen that. She doesn't like to conform, seen that. And she tells maybe 2 jokes to convince you she isn't a robot. She's the exact same as all these other women. Which is not what the original was. The original was clumsy, but always tried. A tomboy, but attempted to follow social norms. Awkward, but pushed herself to find a compromise between her way and society's ways. So everyone learns something. There is no line that Remake Mulan says that couldn't be given to Remake Belle, Remake Nala, Remake Jasmine, Remake any of them!
There is no courage without fear. My ideal woman is courageous.
You told me my journey was impossible. Yet here I stand.
It's always the same. Repression sucks, so I better be wooden and boring to prove I'm not wooden and boring.
We will live. I guarantee it.
It is my duty to fight for the kingdom.
Okay, look, I can see the outdated problems with some of these women, but I can tell them apart. I see why people find them charming so many years later. This girl's as charming as homework. Hell, even she mocks how boring she is.
This is my sad face. This is my curious face. And now I'm confused.
She's like all the worst of the prequel's acting in one human being.
Composed, graceful.
Kind of ironic because actually most of the acting in the prequels is actually pretty good if you think about it. I mean, Brett, was it Peter Lloyd? Is that the guy's name who played Child Anakin? He wasn't a great actor, but I know you're going to hate me for this, but I actually liked Hayden Christensen as Anakin. Not in Attack of the Clones. He struggled in that, but it's not really his fault. The lines are just that poorly written. Even George Clooney screwed up playing Batman, which I don't even think it really was his fault. It was just Batman Robin was just not that well thought out in comparison to other Batman films. But in Revenge of the Sith, I thought Anakin Skywalker was amazing, and Hayden Christensen played him well, especially when he turned dark. That's the thing. I actually believe Hayden Christensen could have been a good actor who played more villains, because when he turned dark, he was actually pretty amazing at it. And facial expressions, which is something that some people don't think about, he was damn good at as well. And it's ironic that I'm saying this because Nostalgia Critic basically said the same thing when he talked about 11 good things about the Star Wars prequels like a decade ago. Anyways, let's continue on.
When she's taken to the matchmaker, she actually does a good job because, again, flaws are for dudes. And it's actually her sister who messes everything up when she gets scared by a spider.
Well, that is a spider. What do you expect?
And if you're wondering what the point of adding a sister to the story is, you just saw it. That's it.
That's pretty stupid.
She literally adds nothing else in the film. You forget she even has a sister.
That's pretty stupid.
Why, how composed, graceful, and elegant matchmaker must love this. I mean, dude, that's penis stuff bad.
Dishonor to the Hua family. They have failed to raise a good daughter.
She revealed a spider, cause for execution. That's right, every woman in this village is followed by a guillotine.
Wow.
As in the original, it's announced that war has come and one male from every household must fight. This means Mulan's father, despite her protest.
But how can you fight?
I am the father. You are the daughter. Learn your place.
Hi, completely different person. I'm Mulan.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the hell was that? He goes from encouraging her and following her dreams to back to the kitchen woman in literally a second.
I know.
And I know the other...
Well, to be fair, he was all motivational when she was a child, and now when she's an adult, he's pushing her down. That's not in seconds. That's like in 7 years. But... or more, I don't know, but yeah.
Father snapped too, but he took the traditional route very seriously. This one was more laid back.
A daughter brings honor through marriage.
Any man would be fortunate to marry either of our daughters.
Even when he does say she has to follow social norms, it's because his wife wants it, and he begrudgingly agrees.
Your chi is strong, Mulan. Hide your gift away. I say this to protect you.
If he had that tone when he shut her down, maybe this scene could work, but out of nowhere, he's like, "Your job is to make babies and not vote!" It doesn't help, too, that's followed up by this weird delivery.
We must be strong. This time he will not return.
Do you mean from war or to the kitchen? Because you said that like...
This time he will not return.
He always goes to the bar at this time since they got that Bill and Ted slot machine. It's like emotional musical chairs. Everybody's attitudes are in the wrong place. So you know the drill. Mulan breaks down, thinks it over, prays, steals the sword, cuts her hair, and suits up to that kick-ass music. Or we just cut to her like she changed her profile picture. Can you believe it? That epic transformation that sets this all in motion could be missed if you look down at your watch asking, when is that damn epic transformation gonna happen? That's like replacing the epicness of Hellfire with just...
Trouble with the fireplace.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know, man.
Wait, I forgot, like Cinderella, we don't need to experience what the character learns. Just tell us through variations of the same buzzwords.
Have courage and be kind.
Loyal, brave, and true.
Have courage and be kind.
Be loyal, brave, and true.
Have courage and be kind.
Loyal, brave, and true.
It's just like the Lorax, where instead of giving a good story and characters, it just says, plant a tree, dick! Followed by pages of wagging fingers, ironically brought to you by hundreds of dead trees. Disney, we're not behind, you're just too fast. Are you still going to the post office? Businesses choose stamps.com shipping rates. Not to mention stamps view picture of digital scale.
It's total comfort inside, and these are available in a range of sizes from extra small that feels the most you. Fun, right? If you're not satisfied with any
Tonight on Twitch. We got content 6 days a week. Hope to see you there. Mulan's ancestors send a phoenix to look after her, which looks pretty, but does... shit. In fact, I think they had to expand its role in scenes like this, where it helps her find her way out of the mountains. But I don't think that's how it was shot. This is the only reference to her being lost, and you never see her mouth actually say it. It's just voiceover.
Our last apple. You need it more than I do. You should be there.
That means they probably thought about it in
You
editing.
think we're lost?
You know, at this point, if the dubbing is gonna be this obvious, why not just put in Eddie Murphy's voice as the Phoenix?
Hey Mulan, I'm a bird. I burst into flames and magically come back, just like my career every decade.
Mulan makes it to the camp, and remember how the soldiers were bullies and she had to learn how to win their respect? Here, they're actually pretty nice, and she's the asshole.
Can we be friends?
I'm not your friend.
Need a hand, little man?
Insult me again and you'll taste the tip of my blade.
Dude, overcompensating for something?
Seriously, what the fuck?
Does that even make sense here?
No!
The only funny thing is to avoid the shower, as she constantly volunteers for night guard duty and hopes it rains so that she can get clean. But that's about it for comedy. Granted, I did say I wanted a more serious Mulan movie, but humor is a good way to get us to identify with your characters. Axing all of it out doesn't make us relate to them more.
Stealing, death, desertion, death. Bring women into camp.
Ooh, you better believe that's a pattern.
Death. Disgrace for you, disgrace for your family, disgrace for your village.
Disgrace on your gal!
Only the strongest will reach the summit. Keep your mind strong. Don't stop.
And be careful who you thank in the closing credits.
Okay, in case you guys aren't aware, what he's referencing about be careful who you thank in the closing credits. In the closing credits of this film, and I haven't watched the film, but I know about this thanks to Popcorned Planet. I occasionally watch similar videos that talk about different movie news and stuff. And it was discovered that the Walt Disney Company actually thanked, where they shot a lot of the film was in like Chinese internment camps or something. I forget what it was. It was Chinese internment camps or POW camps, whatever. Well, not POWs. They're not war, but you know what I mean. Or slave camps, whatever it was. And the Walt Disney Company actually thanked these camps in the end credits. In the closing credits, the Walt Disney Company thanked the areas where they were allowed to shoot the film, which, you know, they paid some money to shoot the film there, which helped these camps fund more enslavement of the camps. It's really fucked up. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm actually explaining it the best I can, but look it up. It's horrible. Anyways, let's continue.
Oh my god, a mistake. Perhaps Neo isn't the one. Oh, there we go. I'm surprised they let her get that vulnerable.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wait, I like soldiers who don't follow directions. It's disgraceful, but it's damn good flying.
What's the Commander Tom?
Seriously?
Speaking of which, how do you grow a character who's already perfect? Encourage her to be even more perfect. No pressure for girls here.
You need to cultivate your gift. The chi is powerful, Huajun. Why do you hide it?
I'll admit, I like how this shows the hypocrisy that as a female, she's encouraged to repress her gifts, but as a male, she's encouraged to explore them. But not only is very little done with this, not to sound like a broken record, but it's just not as good as the originals, Jersey.
It's not.
There was so much more to overcome and fight for. There, the focus was risking everything for the love of her father. Here, the focus is risking everything to be the best? Hell, she's actually told, don't even think about her father. He'll get in the way.
Perhaps this shadow falls heavy on your shoulders. You can't allow your father's legacy to hold you back.
Again, this be fine if the story was more interesting or she was more interesting. But similar to how she's told to ignore her father's legacy, the film is ignoring the original's legacy.
No
and
kidding.
not replacing it with anything stronger.
We leave to defend the mountain step garrison.
The soldiers are ordered to move out, and unlike before, where they're given moments of fun to bond over and then are jolted back to reality by the destroyed village. Once again, we just cut to it. This film really is like the remake of Beauty and the Beast, where so much is cut out, yet somehow it's longer. It is clever how the red tint and the red uniforms gives the illusion you're seeing something more bloody than you really are. But again, they just sort of see it and move on. Nothing's allowed to sink in, like when Shang realizes his father is dead and he puts the helmet on the sword and you see the doll, all those little moments. They just cut to the next scene. This war, this mildly annoying war. Just look at Mulan's reaction when they finally come across the enemy. Does she know we're rolling? Huh, okay, guess we'll go with that.
The chi is strong with this one.
Just shoot the horse!
Mulan gets separated and comes across Manimal, who reveals that by lying about who she is, it poisons her chi.
Your deceit weakens you. It poisons your chi.
Yeah, it's really been fucking her up this whole time.
Sure.
You will die, pretending to be something you're not.
Perish in the river of creme brulee. She's fine. And she once again comes across the Phoenix, who once again does nothing.
What am I? A feathery GPS? Give me something to do, movie. Daddy Daycare utilized me better.
Well, yeah, you were like the main
character.
battle,
fights with extreme indifference, but Lady Dracula turns into bats, which are apparently too much for them.
We hold formation!
So if one bat gets killed, does that give her a hangnail? How does this work?
No idea.
They launch flaming boulders, but Mulan tricks them by having them launch at the mountain, causing an avalanche. I guess her horse has amazing chi too, because you have to be Seabiscuit Gonzalez Bolt in order to run that fast.
No kidding.
And get this. Unlike the last film where she's discovered that she's a girl, she just straight up admits it to them.
Because lying makes baby Jesus cry.
Hua Mulan,
You are an imposter.
forgive me.
Cool. You know Khan and one half the Wonder Twins are still alive, no doubt planning another attack and keeping this war going. But let's come out now and face, how'd they put it?
Death.
Yeah, that, to really keep the momentum going. This is the stupidest move. They wouldn't have let her fight if she said she was a girl, so this is what she had to do. Everybody gets that. So you lied. Who gives a dick? Well, I mean, outside of you, but look, this isn't like hiding a secret from your BFF. This is war. You telling me that years of spies and going undercover wasn't noble because they didn't tell the truth? How old do you think we are? No, wait, we know, it's over 13. You have to be over 13 in order to see it. What fucking idiot over 13 would think this is smart?
What is the punishment assigned to this imposter?
An idiot.
Expulsion.
They don't kill her, but rather kick her out, which comes as quite a surprise to her. Did you think you were gonna get a cookie? What'd you think was gonna happen?
I would rather be executed.
I don't even know if that's a figure of speech or if she really means it. It's so lifeless.
I would rather be executed.
Well, keep giving
I would rather be executed. What I did is very shameful. I am not pleased with what I did. Oh, please. I'm so sorry. I should have done better. What I did was just wrong. My God, I did this. This was more passionate. I put my hand on my chest. That by itself was more passionate. Oh my God. Ugh. Maybe I should actually try harder to get into movies. Like, maybe I could be cast in a Disney movie. I probably would play the role better than the other guys that are in it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, I already have the experience with my comedy videos. Check out my compilation of them. I wouldn't say I'm the greatest actor or anything. I'd say I'm a better video editor than actor, although lately I haven't been doing much editing because it's time consuming and I have work. But, yeah, this is ridiculous. What I did is very shameful. I am terrible for shaming our nation. Wow. I would rather be executed. Could you just please kill me? Kill me. Do it now. I'm here. Kill me. Get to the chopper. Oh my God.
performances like this, and your career will. Meanwhile, Batgirl shows up, no doubt saying, "Oh my God, you actually told them?" Kick her out, which comes as quite a surprise to her. Did you think you were gonna get a cookie? What'd you think was gonna happen?
I would rather be executed.
I don't even know if that's a figure of speech or if she really means it. It's so lifeless.
I would rather be executed.
Well, keep giving performances like this, and your career will. Meanwhile, Batgirl shows up, no doubt saying, "Oh my God, you actually told them?"
I've lived a life of exile. We are the same.
We're not.
We are.
We're both pretty dumb in how we get what we want.
Yeah.
She tells Mulan that Khan is going after the Emperor because, as we've established, everybody's just... And Mulan rides to tell her ex-army.
Man, I turned down Shrek 5 for this. I've seen toilet paper in movies that contributed more than me.
Sergeant, hand me my sword.
She lets them know about the evil plan, and with very little convincing, they believe her.
I believe Hua Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan.
I'm Brian, and so's my wife.
I believe Hua Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan.
Man, gotta love that emotional face of, I think someone farted, yet I'm too polite to say.
It was so much better in the original movie when she would tell them and they didn't act, and they still didn't trust her. They still didn't trust her. Then they eventually changed their mind later. This is not good storytelling. They can't just instantly change their mind. Nobody works that way. You'd have to be a fucking machine to do that. Are these characters robots? Like, what the hell?
Hua Mulan, you will lead us as we ride to the Imperial City.
Wow.
What?
Literally in under a minute, she goes from beheading to leading an army. This movie's so high, Joe Rogan would smoke it.
Ori Khan has infiltrated the city.
But here's the good news. Idiocy is contagious.
I will kill this Ori Khan like I killed his father with my own hands.
Remember when World War II ended with Harry and Adolf duking it out via fisticuffs? So many wars end with leaders saying, I got him. The Emperor is captured in probably the most embarrassing way Jet Li can be captured. Oh, we're gonna hit you till candy falls out. Mulan and the soldiers arrive, resulting in, a decent battle.
I'm Hua Mulan from the 5th Battalion.
Impossible.
I told you exactly what I was gonna do and when I was gonna do it. How did you make it this far?
They accept you, but they will never accept me.
Impressed by their acceptance of Mulan, Five Below Kyoshi sacrifices herself to save her from Khan's wrath.
Take your place, Mulan. I will internally think what it's like to have an emotion right now.
She fights Khan in, again, a pretty cool battle, but she loses her weapon in the process.
Okay.
My father's sword! Or a paperclip. This reaction would work for either.
Jesus.
Eat my symbolism, bitches! Yeah, I was entirely wasted in this movie. In more ways than one.
Yeah.
She defeats Khan, and just to add insult to injury, the original Mulan, Ming-Na Wen, introduces the new Mulan with more personality in this throwaway line than the other actress had in the entire performance.
Your Imperial Highness, Hua Mulan.
Even visually, it's like, I am the new Mulan. Nah, I guess you'll always see her, won't ya? She's asked to lead their army, but she says all she wants to do is return home. She goes back to her family, but apparently the soldiers just ran behind her the whole time, forgetting to give her a gift. And once again asking if she'll lead their army.
He awaits your decision.
Well, of course she will... Mulan! Hooray! A girl power movie so proud it's too chicken to say whether or not she stayed home or went back to battle. Indecisively decisive. That's how you sum this movie up. It's clearly no secret, I really didn't like this film. Had the original Mulan not existed, nor the other live-action remakes, maybe it wouldn't have been quite as bad. Honestly, compared to the others, I think this is a little higher up on the scale. It does look nice, it has some cool fight sequences, it does try a few new things. Which is honestly more than I can say for a lot of the others. But because we are aware of the original and the constant ways the remakes always fuck up, it makes it hurt so much more. In trying to hammer in a good message over good story and characters, it does a major disservice. You're fighting against old troubling cliches of the perfect woman with new troubling cliches of the perfect woman.
Yes.
Let these women have strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
Let them teach and learn.
Yes.
Let them be heroes, but also let them be villains, not just misunderstood heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Women deserve just as much variety as men get. Because through watching these characters grow, we grow. But when they already wake up perfect and ready to change the world, we're denied the journey of how they and we can be better people. Mulan is not the worst Disney remake, but it is one that, in some ways, hurts the most because of the untapped potential. Here's hoping for a day when one of these reboots can finally learn and bring honor to us all. I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember it, so you don't have to.
This summer, Disney is proud to release its next live-action remake, The Sword in the Stone.
Okay.
Enjoy Merlin, the wizard.
Oh my!
And in a modern twist, a female version of Arthur named Artura.
So, Artura, there is much to learn in the ways of science and strategy and the art of nature. Wait a minute, you're a girl?
Well, yeah.
Oh, my bad, there's nothing to learn, you're already perfect.
But, are you sure?
Oh, yes, you're so amazing, the sword will just pull itself out for you, look.
Okay.
What a phenomenal journey.
The Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
Coming this summer. Actually, never mind, you just saw it.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much.
I am the father. You are the daughter!
Douchebag. Okay.
Hey, Doug Walker here doing the charity shout out, and this week we are doing All Face Food Bank. This is a member of Feeding America, which we talked about a lot on the charity shout outs here, and serves more than 82,000
Just check it out.
individuals in need.
That said, that completes the video. I can't stay put for all the ads. I've been here long enough. The sun is burning me up right now. Holy shit. I think this is one of the reasons. I think this is also one of the reasons why I don't do these in the car, because it gets so hot in here. Anyways, here's another problem. Disney is a business. They see it, the remakes are making a lot of money. And it doesn't require as much creativity because they're not doing anything new. Here's another problem. I dare you, somebody in the comments, please name one movie that has come out in the past decade that is entirely original, that actually made money. Can you think of a single one? Because I seriously can't. Every movie that's come out in the past decade that has any kind of recognition is either based off of comic books, hence the MCU, the DCEU, based off of long already existing monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, still an awesome movie, based off of video games, Mortal Kombat, Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog. Every successful movie that comes out is based on something that already exists. I guess the only exception I could think of is Pixar. I'm not sure if Onward was based on an already existing property or not. I don't think what's it called? Inside Out was. I don't think Zootopia. Oh wait, Zootopia is Disney, not Pixar. So yeah, I guess for animation, there are original ones, but anything that isn't animation, that's like live action, name a single one that is not based on anything that already exists. Like it's completely wholly original. Can you name a single one over the past decade that's successful? I can't. I don't even know if there's even one in the past 2 decades. All the successful movies are based off of books, video games, stage plays, or, well, not Cats, but, you know, there's other ones that are based off of stage plays. The only one that's like wholly original I could think of, which isn't exactly wholly original, is Pirates of the Caribbean, but that started in 2002, 2003. But Pirates of the Caribbean isn't based on something. It's based off of a ride at Disneyland and Disney World. That ride's been there way longer than the movies first came out. But guess what? In like 2013 or something, Disney tried that again with that futuristic section of Disneyland or Disney World called Tomorrowland. They did a movie called Tomorrowland, and George Clooney was in it. And guess what? It bombed. Even with George Clooney in it. Like, damn. So, yeah, honestly, that's the other thing. Yes, Hollywood is running out of ideas, but there are movie studios that try to come up with original ideas. Here's the thing. They're not familiar to us, so we don't care. We don't even bother watching them. That movie, was it Miss Peregrine's School of Peculiar Children? Awesome movie. But I do believe it's based off of some kind of book or something. I don't know, but I'm assuming it is. It probably is. Kingsman is probably based off of a book too, or of course it's kind of like James Bond, so that helps. But yeah, nothing that's wholly original succeeds. And don't talk about, oh, based off a true story. That's not wholly original. They're basing it off of actual events. It's not based off of an existing property, but still it's based off of something that happened. It's insane. And I think part of it is actually kind of our fault. We keep consuming the same entertainment over and over. I actually choose not to see the Disney remakes. I don't care about them. The only Disney remakes I saw, I did see Maleficent, but that was before Disney remakes just completely took over the world. I haven't seen the second Maleficent, though. My wife and I had recently seen the live action, like last month, the month before, seen the live action Alice in Wonderland and its sequel, Alice Through the Looking Glass. Those were pretty good, but that, again, was before there was a Disney live action remake every year. Not to mention, yeah, they're based off of books anyways, but the movies, the animated movies for those came out like 50, 60 years, 70 years ago. Or 80 years ago, I think. Well, no, not 80. But yeah, way back. So I think it's forgivable. But when a movie comes out within our own lifetime, like 20 years ago, like Mulan, how does that warrant a remake? That movie is still fresh in our minds. It's ridiculous. The Lion King remake, I remember people going about how it was so just like the original. Then why watch it? Why did you waste all that? Why did you waste money going to the movie theater to watch a movie that's identical to the 1994 one that you probably saw as a child yourself, like I did when I saw it when I was like 6? Like, dude, come on. If it's just like the original movie, then just watch the original movie. The new one has nothing new to offer to differentiate it from the original. So why waste your time and money with the new one? Especially since the new one's not even going to age as good. The CG that you see in these movies is not going to age as well as the animation you see in the 90s films. Heck, the animation from the old Disney classics, even Snow White, the first animated feature movie, still looks good. And that's been 80 years. Oh my goodness, it's just ridiculous. And yes, the Mary Sue thing. There's this video I saw. I didn't do a react to it because it came out a couple months ago anyways, and I found it through my friend posting it on Facebook. It was actually by a woman narrating it, talking about it, and how toxic modern modern feminism has been. Instead of just going like, oh yeah, let's help the woman overcome the odds, they actually have the woman start out perfect, and their only obstacle is that men perceive them as weak. Well, that's not much of an obstacle. Basically, the only obstacle is man bad. Like, that's not interesting, that's just stupid. There's no character arc in that. Whew. Oh, man. And of course, now there's all these reboots or revivals. Like, some shows having a revival do work. I'll admit, my wife and I enjoyed Fuller House. We only watched it after we watched the entire series of Full House on Hulu. Then we went to Fuller House on Netflix. We enjoyed it. They didn't make it just be, oh, it's just Full House again, but the children from Full House are adults now, and they have children that are the same as them when they were kids. The characters are actually, the kids are actually pretty new. Actually, in Fuller House, I really like the middle son. He's like this super intelligent boy who just has like the funniest, like, sarcastic remarks. And my wife, she loves, I forget the guy's name. He's the Hispanic guy who's married, divorced, and then married again to Gibbler. Not Gibbler, but the guy who was married, divorced, and married again to her, he's hilarious too. The new characters are actually unique and different. But a lot of other, revivals, they instead just bring back the original cast and don't really add anything new to it. Like, the new characters, in some cases, are just the clones of the old. For example, I heard that was the case with Girl Meets World. Yes, I actually wanted to see that, but my wife told me she's seen it, and it's basically just Boy Meets World all over again. Except It's a girl. Kind of pointless. It's just the same thing. They just changed the sex. That's why it lasted one season. People weren't interested. But, that said, I do hope at some point a movie studio can come up with something wholly original and people will give it a chance. There are films that aren't remakes that are good, but once again, they're based off of a book or a video game or a comic, you know, they're based off of something. Or even based off a true story. I plea with anybody who is watching. You see something out there that you're not familiar with, try giving it a chance. When I visited my mom up in Idaho, we saw the new Jason Statham movie in the local theater up there. It was actually pretty entertaining. It wasn't the best movie in theaters. I'm still gonna say it. The best movie in theaters is Godzilla vs. Kong. So yes, I'm guilty of it too. But I don't recall there ever being a movie that involved those two monsters going against each other. So it's still awesome. But yes, not wholly original. But the new Jason Statham film, I don't recall any mention of it being based on anything that already exists. I think it was called Wrath of Man. Give it a chance, and give some other wholly original movies a chance. Then Hollywood might take risks and make something new instead of just remaking stuff we've already seen before, but make it worse. And here's another challenge. Can you name a remake that's better than the original? For me, it's actually Jungle Book. I was going to mention which remakes I've seen. I've seen Jungle Book, and I did mention Maleficent. I did mention the Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass, which Alice Through the Looking Glass technically isn't a remake. They didn't actually animate that one, so it's just based off the book. But I also saw the Jungle Book remake, and I saw Peach Dragon remake. I'm under the impression the Peach Dragon remake is probably better than the original, because in the original, it's a 2D animated dragon with a bunch of live-action characters, while the new remake has a very good-looking CG dragon that blends in with the real-life environment. And as for the Jungle Book, I thought the remake was better than the original, too, because the original had a very nonsensical plot that just didn't make any sense. So, yeah. The remake actually had, you know, a much more interesting plot. So, those are the only remakes I could think of that are actually better than the original. Which ironically are Disney remakes. But I guess because they made so much money with those, they're like, oh, you know what? Why don't we just tug even harder on those nostalgia strings with both our hands as hard as we can? Ugh. Nostalgia, take it over. And they just make the remakes be the same as the original, like they did with The Lion King. And then they're like, oh, we'll try something different with Mulan, but we'll just make it suck because they don't give a shit anymore. Alright. I ranted long enough. It's almost as long as the actual Nostalgia Critic video itself. I better end this recording. Please like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell icon to add me notifications. I don't get to upload as much as I'd like to. In fact, this is a react to video that came out yesterday. The date of recording today is Thursday, the 27th. And I've been meaning to react to it. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And for the 1 or 2 viewers that are aware that I actually recorded footage of the mobile game Retro Bowl and uploaded to YouTube, I'm going to declare that I'm not going to do that anymore, because there's no views coming for that, and I think it's just going to get in the way of the rest of the videos on my channel. So if I do plan to record any more footage from that game, I'll just upload it to my Facebook profile, because there it just doesn't really matter, or even my Facebook group Electrified Network Gaming and Streaming. Anyways, that'll do it. Thank you so much.